Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Amin Saufi Zambri. I'm from Syariah Islamiyah Class 3. Today, I would like to share with you guys a very interesting story. And I think you guys must know this story. But before that, I would like to say thank you to our beloved and beautiful teacher, Madam Sakinah binti Muhammad Som, for giving me this opportunity to doing this task involving making a video about Islam. And I would love to remind you guys and myself especially to take care of ourselves because we are still in the epidemic COVID-19. Please follow the SOP that's been given by the government, by our government. They're doing it for ourselves, for our own benefit, for our own safety, right? So don't forget to wash your hand 20 seconds every day. Always keep your hand sanitizer at your pocket and please keep clean because there are some news that I hear that one of our friend that's been infected by dengue, right? So please keep clean, keep healthy, and please stay at home, right? Kita jaga kita. So I think you guys want to know what is the title of the story that I make. Well, it's not an interesting, mind-blowing title, but for me it sounds good to hear. The title that I made especially for this story named The Prophet Noah and the Great. Do you know who is Prophet Noah? I think you guys know the main story of the Prophet Noah, but you guys don't know what happened in the whole story. That's why I'm here today. I'm here to tell you guys the whole story from my inspection. I think this is based on the Quran, almost of it. Okay, let's get on to it. Who is Prophet Noah? For your information, the Prophet Noah is the ninth descendant of the Prophet Adam. But according to the tradition, it is estimated to be the 10th generation or ages after Adam. At that time, every human being had a long life. It is reported that Noah lived to be 950 years old. Well, 950 years old. Very long life. In the Holy Quran, in Surah Al-Ankabut, verse 14, Allah said, "And we certainly sent Noah to his people, and he remained among them 1,000 years minus 50 years. That means 950 years. And the flood seized them while they were wrongdoers." It even said in the Quran that Nabi Noah is 950 years. Noah was appointed by Allah to be a prophet and apostle. What is apostle? For your information, apostle is Rasul. At the age of 480 years, throughout his age, the Prophet Noah continued to preach and invite the people tirelessly. Although the Prophet Noah had been preaching for a long time, but only from the poor people who would listen to him. This resulted his people who are respected and wealthy people do not want to follow the teaching of Noah because they do not want to be close to the lowly people. They assume that their rank is higher than Noah and his followers. For them, Noah is a human being who does not have any advantages. That was the reason they used to disobey the teaching brought by Noah. So they think their rank is higher than Noah. That's why they do not want to follow the teaching brought by Prophet Noah. Next, the leader of the unbelievers then said that they would follow the teaching of Noah if his followers consisting of poor people were expelled first. That means they will follow the teaching of Noah if the Prophet Noah expelled the poor people. Of course, the Prophet Noah refused the request. The rejection made the leaders of the disbelievers mad and then challenged the Prophet Noah. If their sin to Allah will bring great punishment, then they asked Noah to immediately impose that great punishment. Such was the attitude of the proud and arrogant his people. They opposed the Prophet Noah, but not only that, they also opposed the rest of Allah. They even rushed to leave the Prophet Noah. Some of them even shouted and mocked the Prophet Noah as a crazy person who is a crazy liar. In the Holy Quran, Surah Nuh, verse 5 until 7, Allah said, He said, "My Lord, Indeed, I invited my people to truth night and day, but my invitation increased them, not except in flight. And indeed, every time I invited them, that you may forgive them, they put their fingers in their ears, cover themselves with their garment, persisted, and were arrogant with great arrogance. Thus, the disobedient people continue to worship idols and did not heed the invitation of Noah to repent. In the Holy Quran, Surah Nuh, verse 23, Allah said, never leave your gods and never leave Wat or Suwa or Yagud and Yaqut and Nasr. What is this name? Five of this name is the statues or idols that were worshipped by no disobedient people for centuries. Allah then gave instruction to the Prophet Noah to build a large ark on a hilltop. Although it was done together with his followers, the shipbuilding turned out to take a very long time. Noah has been tested with patience against his people who saw his work as a work of a madman. You know what is a madman? Crazy. Next, they mocked the Prophet Noah as a fool for not building the ark at sea, but rather making it on a hill. It sounds very logic, right? But let's hear the next part. One of them said, "Look at what Noah is doing. He and his foolish followers built a boat on a hill." Noah and his followers remained steadfast and continued to work on completing the ark. In the Holy Quran, Surah Hud, verse 39, verse 38 until 39, Allah said, "And he constructed the ship, and whenever an assembly of the eminent of his people passed by him, they ridiculed him. He said, if you ridicule us, then we will ridicule you, just as you ridicule. And you are going to know who will get a punishment that will disgrace him, and upon whom will descend and enduring the punishment in the hereafter. Not only the people around him, even the family members of Noah himself, even the family members underestimate his invitation to help build the ark. The wife of Noah and his son named Canaan were affected by the situation and became disobedient to Allah and Noah. You guys imagine, not even his people, his own family, his own wife, his own son. How tough is Noah? Very tough. With Allah's guidance, Noah and his followers completed the construction of the ark. Yay! The ark has been completed. Allah then ordered Noah to get ready because the earth has been ordered to emit water from his stomach, and the sky will begin to rain heavily. Noah then filled his ark with animal and bird first. Various types of animal come to Noah's ark in male and female pairs. No animal was missed because Noah waited patiently for the animal to enter. The large ark apparently accommodated to all kinds of animals that have entered into it. In the Holy Quran, Surah Hud, verse 40, Allah said, "So it was, until when our command came, and then overflowed, we said, load upon the ship of each creature 2 males of your family, except those about whom the word has preceded, and include whoever has believed, but none had believed with him, except a few." In an instant, the flash flood hit the whole earth, which caused the entire land began to disappear. Noah, who was on the ark, continued to pray to Allah to be given salvation. Shortly afterward, he saw his son Canaan swimming to save himself. The Prophet Noah felt very pity and tried to save his son, but Canaan was still stubborn. He instead swam towards the remaining land, thinking he might be safer there. But Allah wills another big wave coming towards Canaan. He finally sank roll wave. In the Holy Quran, Surah Hud, verse 42 until 43, Allah said, "And it sailed with them through waves like mountain. And Noah called to his son, who was apart from them, "Oh my son, come aboard with us, and be not with the believers." But he said, "I will take refuge on the mountain to protect from the water." Noah said, "There is no protector today from the decree of Allah, for whom He give mercy." And the wave came between them, and he was among the drowned. Shortly after all the unbelievers sank, the flood gradually receded and landed at Mount Judi. In the Holy Quran, Surah Hud, verse 44, Allah said, "And it was said, O earth, swallow your water, and O sky, withhold your rain." And the water subsided, and the matter was accomplished. And the ship came to rest on the Mount of Judi, and it was said, "Away with the wrongdoing people." The Prophet Noah with his followers and the animals on board began to come out slowly and began to build their new home. Thus, the story of the Prophet Noah and the Great Ark. So, what do you guys think? I think it's a very interesting story. For me especially, it's one of my favorite story from all of the story about Islam, about the Prophet. I think Noah is one of my favorite. Why? Because for me, there is one main reason, one moral value. Yes, there are many value in the story, right? But there is one moral value that I'm very attracted. So I give you guys 3 seconds. What if the moral value? What is one main value that I think about? 1. Time's up. Alright. The main value is patience. Think about it. The Prophet Noah being apostle about 450 years by Allah. So at the age 450 years until 950 years, the Prophet Noah being apostle, being a prophet, 300 years. 300 years. The Prophet Noah approached his followers, his people, to give them one message, to deliver them one message. Worship only Allah, but only a few and a poor people. I think about 70 or 74 something. The Prophet Noah people who truly follow what Noah is teaching, to worship only one God, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. So that's it from me today. I hope I can see you guys soon. I'm really into it. Hopefully this story is useful for us all. See you guys in the next time. Bang 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 bang. Whoa, wait a second, I forgot about something. Don't forget to like and share. Turn on the notification button down below, and don't forget to subscribe. Alright?